Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. So this Democrat went off on protesters, black protesters. Honestly, I don't know where this happened. I'm thinking, did it happen like in the Valley? Was it in Houston? It was obviously where there's a big Hispanic population. And here's what I can tell you about the blacks and the Hispanics, and this is what makes immigration so interesting to me, is that black folks on the ground, the non-elite blacks, the non-leader blacks, they don't like the idea of these illegals coming to town, coming in. They don't like it at all. They get it. But the leadership is trying to force this battle. Jerry Hudson of the SEIU, he's a senior VP, black dude, he called it a battle royale between the blacks and the Hispanics. But he says, you can talk blacks into allowing for illegal immigration because we can play on their fears in some other areas. We'll tell them, if you don't let this happen, these white boys are going to continue to leave. Oh, we can't let the white boys do it, and that's what they've done. But there's a real beef between blacks and Hispanics in terms of illegal versus legal, and most of it, believe it or not, especially on the West Coast, has to do with drug gangs. Because the ordinary folks, black folks, don't care that they're Hispanics in America or in any way, shape, or form. They care, like everybody else, that what happens is when they bring these illegals over and they can't read, they don't know English, can't speak it, can't read it, etc. It gives them not a leg up, but they become a burden on society, and that burden manifests itself more in black communities than it does elsewhere. They're smart enough to realize that, but do they do anything about it? No, they still support the same people that give them that craziness. But what I love is when the truth comes out about what these people really believe about each other. What blacks think about black leftists think about Latinos, and what Latinos think about black leftists. And I'm speaking in this case specifically about Mexicans. Because there's a big brouhaha now, and I want to play the clip of this Mexican dude who's mad about black people coming to protest and what they're saying about Mexicans. We've bleeped out the language, and we had to bleep out a lot of it, but I'll try to tell you what he's talking about, and I'll do it as it goes along.
Nowadays that we see, I really don't understand that. Never liked her. Now they're I don't know where these guys are getting them from. They're coming down to my city, and they're now trying to put everybody in jail because they think we're a bunch of Mexicans that hit our wives, which couldn't be further from the truth. But that is how they see us. I will say it. I would never dare use that word, but you know what? Yes, there are a couple of years in there that we think that all of us are backward leaders.
I know that was a little bit difficult to understand. Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. But that's a young Hispanic Mexican dude who's a leader. And honestly, probably we should have done a little bit more research, but I don't know where he's from. But he shows the true Democrat. You show me a Democrat, I'll show you a racist, folks. And in case you've allowed the establishment to think for you, I'll explain racism to you. See, leftists allow blatant racism to occur, and they pass it off as something else. So the obvious racism of Black Lives Matter terrorists who are called social justice warriors. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Now, do you need another example? Look at these black multimillionaire snowflake NFL players who took a knee for black oppression. And in case you missed the irony, pampered black multimillionaires complain of the black condition. I'll sign up for that complaint all day long and twice on Sunday. Pardon the football pun. Their complaint is that 6% of America, black men who commit 53% of the murders, are being killed by police. I know it's a shock to believe, folks, that law enforcement would dare target the lawbreakers. But let's move on, shall we? The Clintons are racist. Known for using the N-word, I have friends who are Secret Service that work for the Clintons, two of whom both confirm Hillary Clinton drops the N-word like F-bombs, like chiclets in Mexico. She's got disdain towards blacks. She considers black people useful idiots, and she treats them like that publicly. I don't feel no ways tired. I've come too far. Moreover, both Hillary and Bill Clinton eulogized the Klansmen, and if that isn't enough, you've heard me talk about it. Clinton, Hillary that is, called a vile anti-Negro Margaret I Love the Klan singer her idol. Now, can you imagine if Trump eulogized the Klansmen, then idolized a supporter of the Klan, a woman who called Negroes human weeds? What would we be talking about? So why would I be surprised to learn that a Democrat used the N-word to describe black people? That's like learning rattlesnakes bite. I repeat, Democrats are racist. They put up a good front, but behind closed doors, folks, Democrats reveal themselves regularly. And sadly, they don't even have to be behind closed doors. Here's how BizPac Review described this hot mic moment. A Texas Democrat is in apology mode after being caught on tape using racial slurs in a rant against two African American prosecutors. These weren't protesters. I stand corrected. They were prosecutors. It says Brownsville City Commissioner Cesar De Leon was nailed in a series of recordings released by citizen journalist Erasmo Castro, complaining about the hiring of two black prosecutors in the border town of Brownsville. There are a couple of, I'm going to take it out, I have to clean it up. There are a couple of F and N's that Luis Saenz is getting, and I don't know where he's getting them from. They're coming down from my effing city, and now they're trying to effing put everybody in jail because they think we're a bunch of Mexicans that hit our wives, which couldn't be further from the effing truth. But that's how they see us. They are Fs. And I would say this, that I would never dare use that word, but yes, there are a couple of N-words in there that think that all of us are effing taco eaters. That's what you heard on that audio clip we played earlier. Now, have you heard the fake news media report on this? This kumbaya between the Mexicans and the blacks because they dare hire two blacks down there to kind of get things straight. I don't know why they hired two black prosecutors. Prosecutors tend to be more conservative in thought. Prosecutors tend to be people that say, look, I'm here to look objectively at the law, and if you need to be prosecuted, I'm coming down on you. So let me tell you what's happening. The Mexicans don't like it that black folks are coming down and laying down the law. See, the way the left let people rule each other, they say, you are ruled by people that look like you and talk like you, etc. So these Mexicanos are upset that a couple of black people are coming in going, now look, Mexicans, stop beating your wives. Hey, man, we can beat her. We can tell ourselves if you cannot beat your wife, man, but you cannot come tell us the same thing, okay? Just like you can use the N-word and So that's what this beef is about. I don't know who these black prosecutors are. I don't know who hired them. All I know is if you are in Sheila Jackson Lee's district in Houston, Texas, and you bring in two Mexican prosecutors, you'll get the same reaction. Black folks will be like, who gonna bring in these? And they'll use some derogatory word for Mexicans. Who gonna bring in these people coming here telling us what to do like we a bunch of, effing N-words that beat our wives? Can you imagine that conversation happening? Where's the NAACP protesting and demanding the removal of this guy that made this comment? The removal of Cesar De Leon. And what of the battle of the races that pits blacks against Latinos that De Leon seems to discuss? He apologized. For those of you wondering, he did. I want to apologize to the citizens of Brownsville or whoever had to listen to those tapes because there's a lot of profane language and that was a private conversation. It was never meant to be public, but it's very important that people understand that I'm very apologetic. That's what he said. I'm not lying. I want to apologize for those who had to listen to the tapes because of the profane language and that it was a private conversation. Don't expect the left to correct itself over this, folks. That's how blacks and Latinos on the left feel about each other in private. They pretend to get along in public, but they are not friends. Their only agenda is to topple what they believe to be is the establishment, to topple white folks and anybody that supports white folks. I support white people. You want to know why? Because y'all are civilized. I can go to your countries and feel safe. We'll be back.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.